Alright, y'all, what's going on? I just want to show you guys some things that Ole Miss did well offensively against LSU on Saturday. Run through about 6 or 7 clips that I picked out that I thought they executed really well, and show a few sets that they use in particular. The first one's a horn set, and it's something that they use pretty frequently on Saturday. They've used it pretty frequently all season, but they were particularly effective with it on Saturday. And when I say horn set, you'll see Jarvis Summers use the call. He'll put the kind of the Texas hook 'em horns thing up in the air. And a horn set means you bring 2 post players and you bring them up about elbow extended up above the 3-point line and use them as screeners. You can use them as screeners, you can use them as de facto screeners, kind of just stand in there, but the point guard has the option. You see Summers put the 2 fingers up in the air. You got Holloway here closest to us. You got Reggie Buckner on the opposite side. Summers uses Holloway into a roll replace. And when I say roll replace, it's another thing that uses 2 post players. One post player rolls to the basket. The other replaces him on the perimeter. So upon Summers passing it to Holloway, Buckner rolls. Holloway replaces. Now because of that roll, Andrew Del Piero is caught on Murphy Holloway, and that's an easy roll right to the basket for Murphy Holloway. Here's another that is it's another horn set where Ole Miss did a really good job of it on Saturday, really getting a good shot out of this. And what they did is Jarvis Summers, what he's going to do here is he's actually going to cross the floor and use Buckner and Holloway off of this. And as he uses them, it makes the guy guarding Summers have to choose. He went over the first screen. I'll run it back real quick for you. He goes over the first screen, as you'll see right here. Goes over Reggie Buckner. Now by the time he gets to Murphy Holloway, he goes underneath. By going underneath, that gives Jarvis Summers a step or 2 on him. The problem is the guy guarding Murphy Holloway does nothing to kind of hold Summers up. So by the time he turns the corner, now it puts this guy in limbo, and I think that's Charles Carmouche. It puts him in limbo because Nick Williams is open in the corner if he decides to step in and help. Otherwise, it's a wide open lane to the rim for Summers. Carmouche stunts but doesn't do anything. That's a layup for Jarvis Summers. On the next one's another horn set, and it leads to where they run it all the way through and they don't get something off the initial action. So Summers uses Reggie Buckner. 3 LSU jerseys, 3 white jerseys are right here underneath the basket, so somebody's open. And upon that, Summers kicks the ball out to Murphy Holloway. Holloway reverses to Williams right into a ball screen. Now the key to that is right off the ball screen is who has to help coming off of Murphy Holloway? Nobody's guarding him. It's Andrew Del Piero. Del Piero is way too low underneath. Williams uses the ball screen. It's a jump shot for Nick Williams. The next one's a floppy action, and a floppy action is where your shooter is basically given carte blanche to do what he wants. On one side, you'll have a double stagger, and on the other side, you'll have a single screener over here. You see the double stagger coming on the opposite side, and Reggie Buckner setting the single screen here closest to us, and basically Marshall Henderson chooses what side he wants to use. In this situation, he uses Reggie Buckner. Now he has to make a decision. What does his defender do off this screen? The fact of the matter is Johnny O'Brien doesn't let the defender through on Marshall Henderson. Defender goes over the top. Henderson flares to the corner. Open 3. Give him daylight and he's going to knock that down. The next is another floppy set here. And Ole Miss is going to, they're actually in their secondary break here and they pull it back out, slow things down. Terry Brutus is closest to us on the block. Henderson's going to use Brutus. When he uses Brutus, you see the guy guarding Brutus kind of steps up in the lane too high. Now you've got 2 guys who are both ball watching and they're looking at Marshall Henderson. This is when Henderson, he draws attention, allowing his teammates to get more opportunities offensively, and this is a perfect example of that. They both show on Henderson. Wide open underneath is Terry Brutus, and he pulls the goal down. The next is it was a quick action they used, and I didn't really know exactly what it was, but you see Reggie Buckner with a down screen. They run Nick Williams to the top. Marshall Henderson off a stagger. When Henderson catches off the stagger, you see the guy guarding the screen, steps up again, and there's nobody underneath on the slip. Murphy Holloway slips. Johnny O'Brien's late to rotate, and it's an easy 2. Last one's an Iverson cut. Iverson cut is when you run a guard, typically the guy you want to get the ball, in this situation, Marshall Henderson. You run him across the free throw line, and the goal is you want the defender to trail. If he trails, Marshall Henderson's good enough to catch and shoot. You can also get it where if they trail too much, it can be a lob, you can drive to the rim, whichever. In this situation, you see Henderson uses a screen here. Uses Terry Brutus. Now he uses Reggie Buckner off the Iverson. When he catches, because it draws the screener's defender up to help because Henderson can shoot this, Reggie Buckner's wide open on the roll for a layup. Hopefully that was worthwhile. If you hated it, loved it, let me know. I'd like to do some more down, as the season winds down here. If you guys like them, let me know. Other than that, y'all take it easy.